Hello everyone, we are going to review nouns and verbs today. So let's just get started. This should be in your writing journal. You should have a lot of this information already. We'll go ahead and discuss and review, and we'll look over some practice passages and questions. So here's nouns. Nouns are person, place, or thing. They're common nouns. This is just a basic category of nouns like dogs, fruit, height. There are lots of different types of fruit. Vegetables would be another one because you have bananas, apples. So the common noun is just the basic category. Then we have proper nouns. Proper nouns are meant to be capitalized when you're writing. They are an individualized name for a person, place, or an organization. So Mrs. Brownlee should be capitalized. The continent of Asia. Asia needs to be capitalized. Continent does not, because that is more of a category. So that would be a common noun. So PETA, even though that's an acronym, the organization is still capitalized. So then we also have collective nouns, and those are nouns that represent a group of things or people, but it's still considered singular. So an example of that would be family. Even though my particular family represents 4 people, we talk about us collectively. So it's when I write about my family, if I said we were going to the store, my family is going to the store. We would actually act as though our family is a singular noun. So another example would be herd, and another example is team. So my team won the championship. So now let's take a look at verbs. Verbs are action words or a state of being. So some of those words that you might see that are a little bit tricky are am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. So those are all state of being, verbs. So then we have modal auxiliary verbs. These are helping verbs. And you won't need to actually know, you won't have to identify this verb is a helping verb or modal auxiliary verb. What you need to know is just the words. You need to know that these words are verbs like should, can, could, may, might, must, will, would. And so that is not an exhaustive list, but words that are like that. Shall is another one. And then a verb phrase is when 2 or more verbs are together. All right, so now let's look at common and proper nouns. So here we will decide if there is an error in the underlying nouns, and we'll explain why. Then we'll fill in the bubble. So you have every right to pause this video. So I will say the question. I would love for you to pause the video and actually respond, and then we'll talk about the answer together. I'm going to go through these quickly, but don't forget, right after I read question 1, pause me, think of the answer, and then see if you're right. So question number 1, I think Aunt Anita made tacos. Pause me. The correct answer is A, Aunt Anita. With oh goodness. Aunt Anita with everything capitalized. And now, the reason why is because Aunt Anita is a specific person. So, question 2, we take a vacation to Redwood National Park every summer. Should park be lowercase? Should just Redwood be capitalized, or is it correct as it is? It is actually correct as it is because it is the Redwood National Park collectively. That is the name of the specific place. So it is all capitalized. Question 3, I have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday, May 9th. I don't think I discussed specifically dates, but I bet you probably know the answer. Tuesday should be capitalized. So the answer is B, Tuesday, May 9th. Question 4, the Civil War period is fascinating. So is the Civil War specific? Yes, it is. So it is actually, it should be capitalized because it was a specific time. Albert brought takeout food last night from Grandma's Good Eats. This can kind of be tricky because it's possessive. But Grandma's Good Eats is the place, that's the title of the place. So here it should in fact be capitalized because Grandma's Good Eats is the actual building or the restaurant that they took takeout from. So next we have, oh, I can't see it. 6, Josie learned French in France. Should it be lowercase? Is French the language? Should it be lowercase? This one's tricky. It is actually C. It's correct as it is because French is a specific language and France is a specific place. So let's move on to number 7. Large cats can be found in both North and South America. What do you think? A is correct because North America and South America, they should both be capitalized because they are both specific continents. Question 8, Carla moved to El Paso, Texas. What do you think? The answer is B because El Paso is a city in Texas, and then Texas is a state, which should always be capitalized. In question 9, I'm planning to take a raft trip down the Colorado River next month. What do you think? The correct answer is A because Colorado River is itself a river. You know, it's Colorado River. It is a specific river, and so both words need to be capitalized because it's part of the name. And then question 10, I read an interesting story in the Houston Chronicle the other day. The Houston Chronicle would be a specific newspaper. So what do you think? Correct as it is. Exactly right. I hope you did well. I hope this made you feel more confident in common nouns versus proper nouns. So now we are going to move on. I'm actually going to do this in another video. We are going to move on to nouns and verbs together. So watch that video. It's coming up next.